Hey everyone, Ramel here, and today I'm going to be taking you through my setup. It's in a little room in our apartment that measures 6.5 by 6.5 square feet. It doubles as both my office and gaming area. I'm currently a full-time remote worker, so I do spend a lot of my day in this little room. It seems pretty cramped at first, but it's something I've really gotten used to, especially since I just stare at code all day or play video games. I'm currently using the Linmon desk from IKEA, and it sits on top of this Alex drawer as well as these Addles legs. I like the extra storage space that the Alex gives me, but it does reduce kind of the legroom that I have, which isn't too bad. At the back of the desk, there's the cable management bracket that I have all my cables running through, and on the front of the table there's a headphone mount where I put my headphones when they're not in use, so they're not just sitting on my desk. For my laptops, I use the Bose QC35-2s, and for my gaming PC I use the Sennheiser PC350s. There's a LED light strip that I have around my desk and underneath my shelf that I really like using to add a little bit of color to this room. It's nothing too fancy, so I have to use this remote to change color. Both of my setups use the same monitors. My main one is Gigabyte's Aorus AD27QD, and my secondary monitor is the Dell U2412M. I was using a triple monitor setup until I unfortunately broke my third monitor. I was trying to mount my shelf and I didn't take my wife's advice to remove my monitors beforehand. I thought that nothing could go wrong, but my arm slipped and the bracket swung right into my monitor. So now I only have two left. For programming, I do prefer using OS X, so I have two MacBooks, one that I use for my 9 to 5 and another one that I use for my personal projects. They're both 15-inch MacBook Pros. The one I got from work is a 2013 version, and the one that I personally use is from 2015. Since they're a bit older, I do have a bunch of these cables that I need to plug in for my monitors as well as my other peripherals. I'm still using the AnPro 2 daily for work, as I do really enjoy typing on these brown switches. For my mouse, I use the Logitech MX Master. I do have two different mice for work and gaming. I prefer a much more ergonomic one while I'm working, since I do have to use it for about 8 hours a day and it's way more comfortable. For gaming, I use Logitech's G703. It's my first wireless gaming mouse. I haven't had any issues with the wireless at all. I've been playing a lot of FPSs like Apex and a little bit of Counter-Strike, and I haven't noticed any lag or any issues while I'm trying to aim. Speaking of gaming, my gaming PC is about 5 years old now. I originally built it when I was living in San Francisco. It's an Intel i5 4670K cooled with a Cooler Master Hyper 212. I recently pushed it to 4.1 gigahertz. It uses 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. I originally had a GTX 770, but I also recently purchased an RX 580 to kind of hold me over to a new build. It's okay on medium settings for the 1440p at 144 Hz, but I am planning on doing a new build. I really only use the AD27QD when gaming. The refresh rate is great. I can push 144 Hz no problem on CSGO, and for Apex it's a bit of a stretch, and that's where the FreeSync really helps. I don't notice any stuttering when my frame rates are low, and overall I haven't had any issues with this monitor at all for the month and a half that I've been using it. I try to use just one set of peripherals to reduce my desk clutter. I was gonna get a USB switch, but those things are about $40 for a USB 2.0 one. I already had this really long USB cable, so I just got another one, and one is plugged into my MacBook and the other one is plugged into my gaming PC. And underneath my desk I have a hub that everything is plugged into that I just switch between the two. For my chair, I'm currently using the Herman Aeron. It's honestly one of the best chairs that I've ever used. I first used one at Microsoft, and it's the chair that we use at TradeShift. I was using an IKEA chair beforehand, and that one gave me a bit of back pain, specifically in my lower back, but after getting the Aeron, I haven't really had any issues at all. My only regret with this chair is that I wish I got it earlier. Above my desk, I have the shelf. My pops just sit on top of it. I honestly don't know if that was worth my monitor. I also have some acoustic foam panels underneath it, and it helps reduce the echo a little bit, but I mostly got it to hide the cables for my LED strip that I have behind and around the shelf. For my microphone, I'm currently using the Blue Yeti. I use it for all of my meetings, some of my videos, as well as for gaming. I'm still using my old Synology DS212J, which has a bunch of my photos and documents. Like I said in previous videos, I have the DS9118 just waiting to get unboxed and set up, but still trying to find time to do that. I also have this router that I use as a switch, so I can have wired Ethernet to my gaming PC as well as my server. I have the Nintendo Switch and a few amiibos also on my desk when I need to take some quick breaks and I don't want to play anything too intense. I just play a couple rounds of Tetris 99 or Smash. I have this bookshelf where my pops used to live. Now there is just board games. I don't really know what I'm going to do with these top two shelves. I have my camera gear on the middle one and nothing really on the top. I have this Omar from IKEA. It used to be a storage unit for our apartment, but it's mostly my things now. So if I can reduce what's on it, I can probably get rid of it. And beside it is also my bike. As you can see, it is super cramped, but it is my room and I make the most out of it.